Have you ever heard that walking is essential for aging well? What if I told you that this might not be entirely true? Many people believe that walking more is the secret to maintaining health after 70. But science shows that this alone is not enough. In fact, relying solely on walking can, without you even realizing it, accelerate the aging process. It may sound surprising, but it's true. If you want to stay strong, active, and independent for many years, you need to know some fundamental strategies that go far beyond walking. In today's video, I'll show you how small changes in your routine can transform your health and energy. And some of these tips are little known, but make a huge difference. Is walking good for you? Of course. But did you know that it's not enough to keep your body strong and healthy? I know it might sound strange to hear this, but science has already proven that the body needs much more than just taking steps. Relying only on walking can end up wearing down your joints, weakening your muscles, and even increasing the risk of falls. Have you noticed how some people walk every day but still lose strength? This happens because walking alone doesn't work. All the parts of the body needed to age well. But don't worry, because I'll show you what really works to maintain vitality for much longer. Tell me in the comments. Do you know someone who walks every day but still feels body aches? This happens more often than you think. Now, think about this. Imagine an elderly person who walks the same route every day at the same pace. They feel active, but over time, they notice that carrying grocery bags has become more difficult. Have you ever felt something similar? Or maybe you've noticed knee pain after a long walk. And worse, some stumbles start to happen. This happens because walking alone doesn't work all the parts of the body that need attention. But don't worry, because I'll show you exactly what to do to avoid this problem and feel stronger than ever. What few people talk about is that the secret to healthy longevity isn't just about movement, but about the right kind of movement. And it's not something extremely difficult or inaccessible. Small adjustments in your routine can make a huge difference. Training your mind to age with autonomy, nourishing your body the right way, strengthening your muscles, preserving your joints, and improving balance are some of the essential pillars for maintaining vitality for much longer. Throughout this content, you'll discover 7 fundamental practices that go far beyond walking. These are scientifically proven habits to maintain your energy, strengthen your body, and allow you to continue enjoying life to the fullest. Some of these practices are surprising and rarely discussed, but they make a huge difference in the process of healthy aging. If you're over 70 or know someone who is, pay attention to each of these points. Small changes in your routine can be the turning point between a limited old age and a phase of life full of energy and independence. The journey to active aging starts now. Practice 1. The mindset of active aging. How you view aging has a direct impact on your quality of life. Many people believe that old age is a period of inevitable limitations, where the body weakens and opportunities diminish. However, science proves that this belief can be one of the biggest obstacles to a long and healthy life. Studies show that seniors with a positive mindset about aging live, on average, 7.5 years longer than those who view this phase with pessimism. More than that, they face fewer illnesses, stay active longer, and have a better quality of life. So, why do some people reach 70, 80, or even 90 years old still full of energy and vitality, while others feel like they're just waiting for time to pass? The answer lies in how they approach this stage of life. The mindset of active aging isn't about denying the passage of time, but about understanding that there's still much to be lived and that the body can continue to evolve as long as it receives the right stimuli. Let's think about 2 different scenarios. Imagine a 75-year-old man named John. Throughout his life, he's heard that aging means losing strength, having less energy, and becoming dependent. Gradually, he started to believe this. As a result, he stopped trying new activities, began avoiding movements he once did effortlessly, and, without realizing it, became more sedentary. He feels body aches, has trouble maintaining balance, and believes this is just part of getting older. Now, think of another man, Carlos, also 75 years old. He sees age as a new phase of life, full of possibilities. He understands that he needs to make adjustments, but he knows his body is still capable of learning, strengthening, and recovering. With this mindset, he looks for ways to stay active, trains his balance, and strengthens his muscles. As a result, he feels more energetic, has fewer pains, and continues to do many of the things he loves. The big difference between John and Carlos isn't the number of years they've lived, but how they view their own aging. And this mindset can be trained. Here are 3 fundamental steps to develop the mindset of active aging and transform how you live this phase of life. Reprogram your view on aging. If you believe that aging means losing autonomy, weakening, or no longer doing what you love, it's time to change that perception. Active longevity starts with how you think. Your body doesn't shut down after a certain age. On the contrary, it continues to respond to what you do daily. Adopting the mindset that you can still learn, strengthen, and evolve makes your brain and body work in your favor. 2. Keep your mind active and curious. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is stopping learning new things. The brain needs to be constantly challenged. Learning a new language, playing an instrument, practicing reasoning games, or even reading about different subjects activates areas of the brain responsible for memory and cognition. Studies show that seniors who keep their minds active have a lower risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. Surround yourself with people who encourage healthy aging. The environment around you has a huge impact on your mindset. If you're surrounded by people who reinforce the idea that aging is synonymous with decline, this belief can become a reality for you. But if you're around people who seek to stay active, encourage healthy habits, and see aging as a journey full of opportunities, your perspective will also change. Joining groups, clubs, or communities that promote an active lifestyle can make a big difference. Aging doesn't have to be a process of loss, but rather of smart adaptations. Your body can still strengthen, your mind can still learn, and your quality of life can still improve. The mindset you adopt now can define how the next years of your life will be. Practice 2. Supplementation for energy and vitality. The energy you feel throughout the day doesn't just come from rest or your level of physical activity, but also from the nutrients your body receives. After 70, the body undergoes natural changes that affect its ability to absorb essential vitamins and minerals. The result? Fatigue, muscle pain, bone weakening, and even cognitive difficulties. Often, people associate this tiredness with aging itself, without realizing that the lack of certain nutrients may be accelerating this process. That's why, in addition to maintaining a balanced diet, including strategic supplements can make a huge difference in your vitality. But be careful. This isn't about buying any supplement without criteria. The ideal is to focus on nutrients that truly impact energy, muscle strength, and joint protection. Here are 5 key supplements to maintain energy and vitality after 70.1. Vitamin D, the key to strong bones and a resilient immune system. Vitamin D deficiency is extremely common in seniors, as over time the body loses the ability to synthesize it efficiently through sun exposure. This nutrient is essential for maintaining bone density, preventing fractures and osteoporosis. Additionally, studies show that low levels of vitamin D are associated with increased fatigue and muscle weakness. To avoid this problem, it's important to have regular checkups and, if necessary, supplement as recommended by a doctor. 2. Magnesium, for muscle relaxation and better sleep quality. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals for the proper functioning of the body. It directly affects muscle contraction, helping to prevent cramps and pain, and plays a key role in body relaxation. If you have trouble sleeping or often wake up feeling tired, it could be a sign of magnesium deficiency. In addition to supplementation, good natural sources include spinach, bananas, and nuts. Coenzyme Q10. The cellular fuel for more daily energy coenzyme Q10 is a powerful antioxidant that works in energy production within cells. With aging, levels of this substance drop, which can lead to a constant feeling of fatigue. Many people who supplement with coenzyme Q10 report improved energy and cardiovascular function. This supplement is especially recommended for those taking statins, cholesterol medications, as these drugs further reduce the body's natural production of Q10.4. Omega-3. Protection for the brain, joints, and heart. Omega-3 is an essential type of fat that directly impacts joint health, brain function, and the cardiovascular system. In addition to reducing joint inflammation, it improves memory and helps prevent neurodegenerative diseases. Natural sources include fatty fish like salmon and sardines, but many people opt for supplementation to ensure an adequate daily dose. B-complex vitamins. The engine of metabolism and cellular energy. B-complex vitamins, such as B12, B6, and folate, play a crucial role in energy production and nervous system health. Vitamin B12, in particular, is essential for preventing anemia and keeping the mind sharp. Many seniors have difficulty absorbing this vitamin from food, making supplementation a recommended option by doctors, especially for those experiencing persistent fatigue or memory lapses. How to choose the right supplementation for your needs. Each body has different needs, and the ideal is always to have regular checkups to identify possible deficiencies before starting any supplementation. Additionally, the best way to obtain nutrients is still through a balanced diet, prioritizing vegetables, quality proteins, and healthy fats. Now, I know many people have questions about how to choose the right supplementation for more energy and vitality. After all, there are so many options out there, right? That's why I've left a special recommendation in the pinned comment. There, you'll find a supplement that can help you regain your vitality, lower blood sugar levels, and even reduce sugar cravings. If you want to know more, check it out and let me know what you think. Small adjustments in your nutrient intake can transform your energy, improve sleep quality, and even strengthen your immune system, allowing you to have more energy to enjoy your day without that lingering tiredness. Practice 3. Strength training to prevent muscle loss. The human body undergoes natural transformations over the years, and one of the most significant is the loss of muscle mass. This process, called sarcopenia, can compromise strength, mobility, and independence, making simple daily activities much harder than they should be. The problem is that many people believe that regular walking is enough to keep muscles active, when in reality, this practice alone doesn't prevent the progressive loss of strength. Walking helps with circulation, but it doesn't generate the resistance needed to stimulate muscle growth and maintenance. Over time, the lack of this stimulus leads to a general weakening of the body. Suddenly, tasks like carrying bags, climbing, stairs, or even getting up from a chair without support start to feel more difficult. This loss of strength doesn't happen overnight, but it accumulates until many people start avoiding certain movements out of fear of falling or thinking they simply can't do them anymore. But this cycle can be broken. Studies show that even after 70, 80, or even 90 years old, it's possible to regain muscle strength with simple resistance exercises without the need for heavy equipment or exhausting workouts. Now, let me show you in practice how you can strengthen your muscles without leaving home. One of the most effective exercises is standing up from a chair without using your hands. Do this slowly, controlling the movement. This simple exercise strengthens your thighs and glutes, improving your stability while walking. If it's difficult at first, you can use light support, but try to reduce the assistance gradually. Another great exercise is the wall push-up. You place your hands on the wall, step your feet back a bit, and do small push-up movements. This activates the muscles in your arms and chest without overloading your joints. And here's another tip. While sitting, try lifting one leg at a time, holding it for a few seconds. It seems simple, but it makes a big difference in strengthening the muscles that support your knees and hips. Try it out and then tell me, which of these exercises was easiest for you? Additionally, using resistance bands is a practical and safe way to stimulate different muscle groups, as it allows you to gradually increase the difficulty without the risk of overloading. Progressive resistance is the secret to strengthening muscles without causing pain or discomfort. At first, it may seem challenging, but as the body adapts, the movements become more natural, and strength is rebuilt little by little. With this strengthening, mobility improves, posture becomes firmer, and the feeling of tiredness during the day decreases. Moreover, constant muscle activation also contributes to bone health, reducing the risk of osteoporosis and preventing fractures. The impact of this type of exercise goes far beyond strength. It improves balance, protects the brain, aids circulation, and even helps maintain a healthy weight. More than that, it strengthens confidence in your own ability to move, which avoids the tendency to restrict movement out of fear of falls or difficulties. This confidence makes all the difference in how a person views their own aging. If maintaining, muscle strength is essential for preserving autonomy. Ensuring balance is an even more important factor in preventing accidents. Many seniors fall not because they're weak, but because they've lost stability while walking or making quick movements. This is a problem that can be solved with specific exercises to stimulate coordination and safety in movement. Practice. 4. Balance exercises to prevent. Falls balance is a skill that many people only realize is important when they start losing it. Over the years, body stability naturally decreases, and this can turn simple gestures like stepping down a stair or changing direction while walking into real challenges. The big danger is that this loss doesn't happen abruptly, but subtly, becoming evident only when the risk of falls is already high. Confidence while walking decreases. Steps become more hesitant, and often, insecurity leads people to avoid movements they once did without difficulty. This instability isn't necessarily linked to a lack of muscle strength. In fact, balance depends on several factors, including coordination between the brain, muscles, and the vestibular system, responsible for the body's spatial perception. When this communication weakens, the ability to react quickly to a stumble or uneven ground is compromised. The result is falls that can have serious consequences, such as fractures, chronic pain, and a slow recovery that further limits mobility. The good news is that balance can be trained and improved, just like any other physical skill. Small daily challenges help strengthen stabilizing muscles, improve body awareness, and restore confidence in movement. A simple way to start is by trying to balance on one foot for a few seconds. This exercise may seem basic, but it activates various muscles essential for stability while walking. To make it safer, it's ideal to do it near support, like a chair or wall, ensuring there's something to hold on to if needed. Another effective exercise is walking in a straight line, placing one foot in front of the other so that the heel touches the toe of the back foot. This movement requires constant body adjustment to maintain alignment, strengthening coordination and proprioception, which is the body's ability to perceive its position in space. Controlled lateral movements, like sliding one foot to the side and then bringing it back, are also great for improving stability and strengthening the muscles responsible for balance. In addition to these basic exercises, practices like Tai Chi and yoga have been widely recommended for seniors precisely because they work on balance, body control, and concentration simultaneously. These activities teach how to perform movements fluidly and with control, reducing stiffness and improving posture. This is crucial, as many falls occur not just due to a lack of balance, but also because of misaligned postures that make it harder for the body to respond quickly to sudden imbalances. Another essential point is the quality of foot support. Often, instability comes from wearing inadequate shoes that don't provide enough support. Shoes with slippery soles or that are too flexible can increase the risk of tripping and should be avoided. The ideal is to opt for firm, comfortable shoes that provide good grip and safety while walking. Training balance not only reduces the risk of falls, but also has a positive effect on how the body moves daily. With more stability, common tasks, like climbing stairs, getting in and out of the car, or simply walking on uneven surfaces become easier and safer. Maintaining active balance means preserving the freedom to move without fear, ensuring that mobility remains an ally, not a limitation. If balance keeps the body safe and stable, how joints are cared for is equally essential in maintaining mobility and comfort in movement, especially to avoid pain and wear over the years. Practice 5. Low-impact movements to protect joints. Joints are responsible for connecting bones and allowing body mobility, but over the years they become more susceptible to wear and tear. The cartilage that protects these connections loses elasticity, natural lubrication levels decrease, and repetitive impacts can accelerate inflammatory processes, leading to chronic pain and movement limitations. Many seniors notice this change when they feel discomfort in their knees, hips, and ankles after long walks or climbing stairs. This discomfort, if not treated properly, can discourage physical activity and lead to a cycle of sedentarism and progressive stiffness. That's why, in addition to strengthening muscles to provide more support to the joints, it's essential to choose exercises that offer benefits without causing excessive impact. Low-impact movements are ideal because they keep the body active without overloading the knees, ankles, and spine. These activities ensure the necessary stimulation for blood circulation, help preserve flexibility, and protect joint structures from accelerated wear. One of the best options is swimming or any other water-based exercise, like water aerobics. Water drastically reduces the load on the joints, allowing for a greater range of motion without causing pain. Additionally, the natural resistance of water activates different muscle groups, improving physical conditioning without the risk of injury. For those who struggle with swimming, simply walking in a pool already provides great benefits, as it requires balance and strengthens muscles without generating impact. Cycling, whether outdoors or on a stationary bike, is also an excellent alternative. For those who want to maintain mobility without harming their joints, the cyclical motion of pedaling improves circulation, strengthens the legs, and reduces stiffness in the knees. Unlike prolonged walking, where body weight directly impacts the joints, cycling allows for efficient muscle work without overloading. Chai is another practice that has gained increasing recognition for its benefits for seniors. The gentle, controlled movements help improve balance, posture, and flexibility without causing joint impact. Additionally, the practice also has a positive effect on coordination and concentration, helping to keep both the body and mind active. Even activities like dynamic stretching and chair exercises can be effective in maintaining healthy joints. Ankle circles, shoulder rotations, and gentle knee bends are small actions that make a big difference in daily life. The key is to ensure that joints are regularly stimulated, as lack of movement can make surrounding tissues stiffer, worsening pain and making movement more difficult. Another essential factor is posture during activities. Many joint pains arise not just from impact, but from improper body alignment. Keeping your spine straight while walking, distributing weight evenly between your feet, and avoiding postures that excessively strain the knees are simple measures that help preserve joint health in the long term. Choosing low-impact exercises doesn't mean reducing the intensity of movement, but rather adapting activities to make them sustainable over time. Longevity with quality of life depends on a body that remains agile, flexible, and free of unnecessary pain. Ensuring that joints are well cared for allows you to continue moving without restrictions, enjoying the freedom of movement and all the opportunities it provides. If keeping joints healthy is essential for maintaining mobility and avoiding discomfort, preserving flexibility and range of motion is another crucial factor in ensuring the body continues to function fully and without limitations. Practice 6. Flexibility and mobility for healthy joints. Flexibility and mobility are two fundamental aspects of maintaining freedom of movement and avoiding physical limitations as the years go by. However, many people notice that simple activities, like tying shoes, reaching for something high, or turning their neck to look back, start to become more difficult. This gradual stiffening of the body doesn't happen overnight, but it sets in silently, reducing range of motion and making daily routines more challenging. The problem is that without specific action to reverse this process, stiffness only tends to worsen. With aging, muscles shorten, tendons lose elasticity, and joints become less lubricated. This directly affects posture, motor coordination, and even how the body responds to unexpected movements. Lack of flexibility can be a determining factor. In falls, as a stiff body has more difficulty reacting to sudden imbalances. Additionally, locked joints and shortened muscles can cause chronic pain, forcing the body to compensate with improper postures, which results in more discomfort and fatigue in daily life. The good news is that flexibility can be regained and maintained, regardless of age. Incorporating stretching into your daily routine is one of the most effective ways to ensure muscles remain loose and joints continue to move without restrictions. Contrary to what many think, stretching doesn't have to be time-consuming or exhausting. Just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. One of the areas most affected by stiffness is the neck and shoulders, especially in people who spend a lot of time sitting or in hunched postures. Simple movements like rolling your shoulders, back and forth, gently rotating your neck, and tilting your head sideways help relieve accumulated tension and improve mobility in this area. The back and hips also tend to lose flexibility over time, becoming responsible for pain and mobility difficulties. Exercises like gentle forward bends, hip circles, and stretches that extend the thigh muscles help keep these areas active and free of unnecessary tension. The ankles and knees are other areas that need special attention. Ankle circles and gentle knee bends help maintain mobility in these joints, which are essential for walking safely and steadily. When these parts of the body are stiff, even small obstacles can become a fall risk. For those who want a more dynamic stretch, practices like yoga and Tai Chi are excellent alternatives. These activities combine gentle, controlled movements, allowing the body to regain its range of motion without stressing the joints. In addition to improving flexibility, these exercises also help strengthen the core, providing better support for the spine and improving balance. The key to maintaining mobility over the years is consistency. Small daily efforts accumulate into significant results, allowing the body to continue moving fluidly and without pain. Flexibility isn't just a detail. It's one of the pillars of active and independent aging. With looser joints and greater freedom of movement, quality of life improves significantly, allowing daily activities to be performed effortlessly and without discomfort. If flexibility keeps the body agile and pain-free, strengthening the core and maintaining good posture are essential for ensuring stability, reducing spinal tension, and avoiding long-term muscle issues. Practice 7. Core strengthening and posture for spinal protection. Core strength is one of the most underestimated factors when it comes to health and quality of life in later years. Many people believe that keeping their legs and arms strong is enough to ensure mobility and independence, but they forget that the core, the group of muscles surrounding the abdomen, back, and pelvic region, is the true foundation of the body's stability. A weak core can lead to back pain, balance issues, and even posture problems that affect how the body moves daily. Over the years, the muscles of the trunk lose strength and support. This causes many people to develop a hunched posture, which not only increases the risk of spinal pain but also impairs breathing and digestion. Additionally, when the core isn't strong, other parts of the body end up compensating for this weakness, leading to tension in the shoulders, hips, and knees. The result is a cycle of discomfort, fatigue, and reduced efficiency in movement. The good news is that strengthening this area doesn't mean spending hours doing exhausting crunches. In fact, simple exercises, when done regularly, are enough to activate the deep core muscles and improve posture. One of the best examples is the pelvic tilt exercise, which can be done sitting or lying down. This movement involves gently contracting the abdominal muscles, pulling the navel inward, and holding the position for a few seconds before relaxing. This small adjustment activates the trunk muscles and improves spinal alignment without causing impact. Another effective practice for posture is simply sitting correctly. Many people spend a good part of their day in chairs, but few pay attention to how they're positioned. Keeping your feet flat on the floor, aligning your shoulders, and avoiding slouching forward are essential adjustments to reduce spinal tension and avoid unnecessary pain. Similarly, when walking, it's important to pay attention to posture, keeping your gaze forward and avoiding leaning excessively to one side or the other. Exercises that work on balance are also crucial for activating the core and ensuring greater body stability. Movements like standing on one foot for a few seconds or performing controlled trunk rotations help strengthen this area and improve motor coordination. Another simple and effective practice is diaphragmatic breathing, where you inhale deeply through the nose, expanding the abdominal region, and then exhale slowly. This exercise not only strengthens the core but also helps reduce muscle tension and improve oxygenation. Maintaining good posture isn't just about aesthetics, it's a crucial factor for well-being and body functionality. When the spine is aligned and the core is strong, joints experience less impact, movements become more fluid, and energy is distributed more efficiently throughout the body. Small adjustments and daily habits can prevent unnecessary pain and discomfort, ensuring the body continues to move with ease and safety. Aging doesn't have to be a process of constant loss. With the right stimuli, the body can remain strong, balanced, and ready to face daily challenges. Taking care of posture and strengthening the core are just some of the strategies to ensure a more active and independent life. After all, staying healthy after 70 isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about building a solid foundation to continue living with vitality and energy. Aging doesn't mean losing the ability to live with autonomy and energy. Each phase of life brings its challenges, but it also opens space for new possibilities. And how we approach these changes makes all the difference. The human body has an incredible capacity for adaptation, and even after 70, it's still possible to strengthen muscles, improve balance, protect joints, and maintain proper posture. Small changes in your routine can have profound impacts on your quality of life, allowing your body to remain agile and functional for many years. The key to this transformation is consistency. You don't need to adopt an extreme approach or follow exhausting routines to feel the benefits. On the contrary, active longevity is built with simple habits, repeated daily, and adjusted according to individual needs. Some people may start by dedicating just a few minutes a day to stretching or strengthening their core with small movements. Others may benefit from light resistance band workouts, shorter walks interspersed with low-impact exercises, or even activities like swimming and Tai Chi. The most important thing is to find a sustainable rhythm and keep your body in motion. Challenges are part of the process. It may be difficult at first to notice limitations that weren't there before, but that doesn't mean your abilities are lost. Often, lack of practice and sedentarism give the false impression that certain activities are no longer possible. The body responds to the stimuli it receives, and the more it's encouraged to strengthen and balance itself, the more prepared it will be for daily challenges. Every small step forward is an achievement that should be valued, as it represents an active choice for healthy and independent aging. Taking care of physical health also has a positive impact on mental and emotional health. The feeling of control over your body strengthens self-esteem and confidence. Moving without fear of falls, without constant pain, or without feeling excessive. Fatigue completely changes how you approach daily life. Independence is one of life's most precious assets, and protecting it should be a priority. Aging can be a phase full of new experiences, as long as the body is prepared to make the most of them. The decision to adopt a more active lifestyle doesn't have to be a solitary one. Sharing this journey with friends, family, or activity groups can make it even more motivating. Mutual encouragement helps maintain discipline and turns exercise into a moment of enjoyment, not an obligation. Additionally, being surrounded by people who also seek to age with quality of life creates a positive and inspiring environment, where everyone becomes an example for each other. Now tell me, which of these tips will you start applying today? Let me know in the comments. Age should never be a limit, but rather a motivation to take even better care of your body and health. Your future can be full of vitality, energy, and independence, and it all starts with small changes in your routine. The important thing is to take the first step. If you know someone who needs this information, share this video. Together, we can spread this message and help more people age with quality of life. Oh, and don't forget to check out the pinned comment, where I've left a special recommendation for you. See you in the next video.